Hello and welcome to another episode of Straw Chat. I think it's been about 3,000 years since we've last recorded.
Mm,
So
time
we
skip.
should probably do time skip. I'll meet you back here in 2 years. Um thought we should probably do Thriller Bark now.
Yeah.
So my name's Chris and I'm joined by Lee and Jake as usual.
Yeah.
So Thriller Bark.
Let's cast our minds back to Halloween Island.
Yeah.
The
The
first of the
spooky
themed islands that they end up going to.
Hey, we can't forget Long Island.
That's true. Not based on a holiday or anything, though. But yeah.
Basically, it's where the drink comes from, isn't it?
Oh, Long Island, yeah.
I didn't like this arc the first time I watched it because I think I've said before, it went from being all bright and cheerful to just this like dark, misty, evil place. But I loved it this time.
Yeah, it does feel like a weird departure the first time you watch it. But then I think like once you know a bit about the future and how weird the powers can get, it's kind of like, oh well, this is Moria's devil fruit power is kind of normal compared to like some things you see later. But yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Although they did go,
But
we've wrote a really good song for this arc. Let's put it in every episode.
Oh yeah.
And I love the song, but towards the end, it's like, fuck's sake, man! Again, just tell us the story.
Yeah, but like I do like honestly, yeah, Brooke's entrance to the story is amazing because they've been talking every time they get into like a weird bit of stormy waters. Like there's always like people trying to scare Usopp or Chopper being like, "Oh, there's ghost pirates in these waters," and they'll reach out of the depths and kill you. And then this time, like it actually comes true. It just like shows up the scary singing skeleton. But yeah, Brooke's here. Amazing.
I love this because this is the arc of weird laughs, isn't it?
It's definitely where they ratcheted up a notch, for sure.
Oh yeah, I've just remembered the thing that I hated the most this first time I watched this was Moria's laugh. It's so annoying.
Honestly, like I know we're watching like dubs and subs, but in the sub he just sounds like Japanese lemon grab, and I just can't unhear it because he's always at the top of that register. Same for that hogback guy as well. His voice is pretty insane.
Oh, I totally forgot about him. Hogback,
The weird,
doctor.
sexy doctor.
Yeah,
I'm wearing
with
my
these weird-
fishnets.
When I first watched this as well, I'd seen what Moria looked like, and then Dr. Hogback shows up, and I was convinced that was Moria in disguise because they've got the same shaped body and everything.
Yeah, it's like this is where the Rocky Horror sort of influences start to come into One Piece for some reason, but yeah,
ended up in Ivanka.
Yeah, that's like the pinnacle. But these guys definitely feel like sort of side characters or audience members for Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brooke shows up and kind of scares everyone. I did notice Robin's the only one who doesn't scream when she sees the ghost pirate. So she's already seen too many horrors. This doesn't register.
I don't think she pays attention. To be fair, she's
Yeah,
probably just half glanced up from a book and just went, "Oh, skeleton, okay."
I've read about this. But yeah, it's pretty great. This is the first time like we see Luffy sort of recruit a crew member in like record time. Where it's just like, join my crew. He's like, okay.
And the start of him
Did try
asking
that with everyone.
Yeah, he starts asking everybody, and I was like, "Oh, you should join my crew." And it's like, Luffy, man, stop doing this.
Oh, that shit trees on me. Yeah. Luffy's ideal crew would be like loads of beetles and like horrible side characters.
I would love Tree Man to go on there. He could go into the in with the orange trees, and they're going merry.
Yeah, wouldn't be creepy at all. Also, yeah, Chris, what did you think of Brooks' running joke catchphrases and want to see what women have?
Well, can I see your panties?
Yeah, well, this is your first time. Me and Lee have seen this, hundreds of times at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny at the start. I don't know why like watching more of him, I don't know why he asks to see women's panties all the time. Is it like a pervy thing, or is there an actual reason for him doing this?
Yeah, because you don't get the vibe from the flashbacks that he was especially like, a womanizer. There wasn't any women on
Yeah.
that ship, I guess. So maybe the
Well, actually, so trying not to do no spoilers, but in the manga recently, I'm pretty sure there is someone that he recognizes by seeing her panties.
Is he actually looking for the one?
I think Gunko, as she called. I'm sure he's like, oh my god, that's my Gunko.
Gunko panties. Ugh.
Yeah, but he does make some reference later on about being part of like a Queen's Guard or something. So I guess that's how he like learned to fight or whatever. But he's still a bit of a mystery to us.
It's weird that he only asks to see panties as well. It's like, if you're gonna ask something that rude, you might as well go all out and do the like proper builder thing of like, show us your tits, love. Get your run out.
He asks Shaki what colors hers is later, and she almost tells him.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I think it's funny. I think like Brooke has the most running joke like that just keep on going. Like all of his bone puns about like
I
do
kind of like
degrees.
it. I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to wait. I had to Google that because I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah.
Isn't it something like 45 degrees in Japanese? Like spells is like a word play on a skeleton or something,
It's
or
like
death.
after death, I
Oh.
think it means.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's good. To us, it's just like, I don't know, weird humor. But the only thing he could think to do while he was on his own on the ship. So yeah, we didn't say, but Brooke has a weird story where he ate a fruit that revives you once after death, but couldn't find his body because he was trapped in like the Bermuda Triangle of this world.
Yeah.
Lorien Triangle.
And when his soul got back, he was already a skeleton, and he knew all of his friends were dead, I guess, but he was like, "Uh-oh, now what?"
Yeah, because we had
But
the flashback of them all dying and. Right.
Yeah.
So, what's he called? The captain of the Rumbar Pirates? It's something strange.
I think
Yorkie?
that comes a bit later, but yeah, it's fine to talk about. But I can't remember if I've got his name wrote down.
Yorkie, I think.
He's in. Yes, Yorkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yorkie, because he's in the live action, looking perfectly exactly like he looks here.
He's mentioning that he's caught some kind of disease wandering through a jungle. Is this what Nami got?
It's all it must be similar because hers was like, oh, why have you been in like a prehistoric, like why have you got this prehistoric like oldie time disease?
Yeah.
I guess that stuff's rife in the
It was
new
a
world.
tick. But the Rumbar Pirates seem a bit weird. They don't seem like they seem like treasure hunting pirates, not like fighty pirates.
Yeah,
Where
like
they'll just be like, they'll go to an island, chase a treasure map, and be like, "Oh, we found the treasure, lads. Let's have a little song," and then to the next place.
yeah, they're more like bards, really, aren't they? Like traveling.
Yeah,
It's not very
musicians.
piratey where it's like, oh, everywhere we go, we're going to sing songs and bring joy to people. We'll rape and pillage the village beforehand, but you'll enjoy our songs afterwards.
The survivors will think we're cool. But yeah, we don't really see a lot of fighting abilities out of them, and as we know, like we're in the land of power levels where you need to be able to do something.
There was some like ambiguity with Brooks' devil fruit, where he was saying that he's only got one life, as in one extra life when he dies, but he said he wasn't really sure and didn't want to test it. Is it true? Is that actually his devil fruit power?
I don't know
know.
I don't know if there've been anyone else they've talked about who's used this fruit, but my guess is like its intention was like, all right, well, I'll drop on the battlefield and then I'll come back to life like quickly and be able to win or something. But I think he's got an unintended like workaround of it where because he just became a skeleton, now he's like a different type of undead, but Nah, no idea.
Well, we know that the devil fruits have been around for a long, long time. And if someone dies, the devil fruit reappears. There's no way that nobody's ate that before. And that, like, in thousands of years, nobody has found that particular devil fruit and eaten it.
And it's like, yeah, what would happen if you died at sea the first time? Because he says it takes away your ability to swim. That was kind of the only downgrade he got while he was still alive. But yeah, it's weird because he does show some like powers later on. I don't think there's any now, but he does have like extra powers after the time skip. So maybe it's like there's more than you realize first with it.
I thought his roadies just taught him that power.
Well, like I don't know what you've seen yet, but he's got some weird stuff, like extra stuff.
I like that he can
fish man, so not much.
I like that he can run on water. I don't know if he does that in this arc or not. It's like, I'm so light, I can run on water.
He jumps straight off the ship onto Thriller Bark that way.
Yes.
They're all like,
oh, yes.
Cool. Because there's a bit of a theme of people wandering back and forth on this, where Brook's been on Thriller Bark accidentally, got his shadow taken, and now he can't be in the light, so he needs to get his shadow back. Otherwise, he can never leave this, like, the misty sea of the Florian Triangle. So that's our quest, I guess. And the Straw Hats also get messed up by that, with the shadows taken by Gecko Moria, who's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. But yeah, I did write down this is just Boo Haunted House, Rocky Horror Land as soon as they get on the
island. yeah. Definitely is.
Yeah. There's that legendary One Piece moment where Luffy sees the zombie come out of the ground and just pushes him back in. He's like, oh, a severely injured old man. So yeah, we're basically wandering around on this haunted island, and there's like a weird Cerberus that they run into, and all kinds of weird creatures, zombies, everything you can think of. A weird bat guy who's
the lion.
Yes, the lion with the human face.
Like you said this is Absalom's face, didn't you?
It's not.
It's not.
Oda has confirmed the lion's face is on Absalom, but his face isn't on the lion.
So who's got Absalom's face then?
No idea. So yeah, like there's a whole hierarchy of zombies here, apparently, where some of them are like super zombies, where they're like combination animals and stuff. It gets really weird. And it got me thinking about Moria's shadow power. And it's like, does he need Hogback to make the zombies? But then we see him later on make fresh zombies on a battlefield. It's just like,
oh yeah,
how does the shadow power work?
I always thought that Hogback was basically the doctor he needed to stitch all of the body parts together, like the best of it. Like, I'll get like a lion's face for some reason, or like this buff guy's right arm, but not his left, and then a different equally buff guy's left arm, and then join them together to create like a vessel for Gecko.
So it's like kind of
how I thought it was.
Making Zoan type people, but without the devil fruits.
Yeah, actually, because Absalom isn't just a lion face; he's got like gorilla muscles under there and shit, hasn't he? Like, he's he's a Frankenstein technically.
That's how I viewed it anyway. That's why he needed him, but he didn't necessarily, because Gecko can take the shadows and put it into himself to give him a power up, but he can't. I don't think he can animate other corpses. Maybe
he does it Marineford, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like, we don't even know if this, because they come up with stitches on them, and I'm like, he didn't. Yeah, it's weird. I think it's just silliness. It's zombie power, and we just have to accept it.
Goth's in it.
Yeah. So it's interesting, right? Because this is the first time we hear about Wano Kingdom or something. But so like this, the skeleton that has Brook's soul looks like
Ryuma.
Yeah, looks like Zorro and is like a scary good swordsman. And it's like, so I think we're supposed to just genuinely take this as this is Zorro's ancestor technically, but he
Yeah.
doesn't even acknowledge it himself.
I think it has. I'm sure it has been confirmed that he is one of Ryuma's
Yeah.
descendants.
Yeah, which means he's like descended from legendary sword people who, cut the dragon out the sky. It's like, okay.
And
Luffy's
I
amassed
didn't
some
know
good.
any of this.
Well, yeah, it's not said, but it's gotta be right. Like,
I don't know, because I kind of viewed it as like you have like you're fighting your clone in it.
Yeah.
So you get Sanji, who fights that little dog who has his shadow inside, but I don't know, I thought it was like the equivalent of what
Well,
the zombie would look like.
that one's got Brooke's soul inside, so they kind of messed that part up a bit. The
Right.
the Zorro zombie's that weird guy who's got like a tutu on.
oh my god,
Oh,
I love that where everyone's just like, oh, he looks exactly like. Luffy is just like, oh, he looks exactly
Yeah.
like Zoro. He doesn't.
Yeah. Luffy just has a general idea of people. He's not detail oriented.
I wonder if Luffy has really bad eyesight.
I think he's got his own priorities, and he's not paying full attention to the world around him.
I just keep thinking back to where there's points where he's just like, I'm not reading that.
Yeah,
He's
you're
just
right.
like-
He might need glasses. You could be totally right.
You
All
say
of
he
that
hasn't got good
stretching.
eyesight because he can't like recognize people, but I bet if you put 3 different types of meat in front of him, he could identify each one.
It'll be by the smell. Telling you.
Oh. Also, like, just on this weird subject, have you noticed there's a lot of people in One Piece who talk or shout to each other over like incredibly long distances and see what's going on? There'll be like people on a ship being like, I'm over here, and like someone like 2 miles into the land is like, look, I see them. They just kind of gloss over that a lot in the show, I've noticed.
Don't think they do it as bad as
Yeah.
other animes where like Goku and Frieza will be on like 2 different mountains going like,
Yeah.
so finally arrived, and then the other person 2 miles away will be like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm here to battle you, and it's like, you fucking did not hear that.
and it's not Goku using the secret psychic power that he
Yeah.
uses like 2 times. We know that. So yeah, we see some creative combat, which I enjoyed. I don't know why they kind of try to make Frankie like the gadget man for a little while here, where it's like he's got a weird like backpack thing on that's got some like tools in it, and he's like he makes like nunchucks out of like the brickwork,
Columns.
basically. Yeah.
He also makes them stairs as well and repairs a bridge.
Yeah, he does his Fortnite move. His like infinite staircase glitch at some point. Also, this is the first time we see Robin make a pair of wings out of her arms, her back arms, which is pretty cool. Which is like, I can only do it for 3 minutes, and then just like rams Frankie into the ledge. He would be heavy though. He's like stronger than iron in there, right?
Yeah, true.
My favorite super zombie is Lola, the hippo with dual swords in a wedding dress.
Oh yes.
Trying
to marry everyone. I love the
so
count that the pirates have. It's like, will you marry us? And no, it's like, that's 3022.
Yeah,
rejections.
So even while she was alive, that was a gimmick. But I just love how Nami's like, oh, I'm not a woman. I wasn't trying to steal your man. Absalom, the weird lion face. And she's like, no, like I think you guys, like I ship you guys together. And she's just like, really? And Nami totally turns this around and makes a friend in the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah. Until she thinks she's going after her again.
Yeah.
What's Nami's boy name again? I can't remember.
I think it's like Onami or something, but maybe. But I don't know if they change it in the doob.
It was
they do change the name.
It was proper creepy, like the whole bit with her and Absalom. That's Absalom, wasn't it? That's got the invisible
God, yes. We haven't even talked about the
shower.
oh look, Nami's going in the shower. Let's show everything apart from the nipples, basically.
Yeah.
Oda's getting horny.
That was the first point where I was just like, oh, so there's like fan service in this.
A little
And then
bit, yeah.
you get later on, you're like, oh, does Nico Robin have to have a jumpsuit that far down?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
Luffy falls into the bath with the Amazon women.
Yeah.
But she gets pinned up against the wall, and it just starts to get a bit
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Hentai.
It's like, oh, is there going to be some tentacles pop up? No.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be multiple hentais about an invisible guy. So yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, at least in this, Absalom is never shown to be cool or a hero. He's just like a total loser the entire time. But it's weird, and it sets Sanji off crazy because he's like, I should have been the one to peep in the bathtub. And even later on, he's got this weird backstory where he's like, I read about this devil fruit. You've stolen my dreams. And then he changes his mind. He's like, no, I'm going to be noble. I'm going to peep without the invisibility power.
Do you think?
So
do you think it would be dangerous to Sanji to have invisible powers then?
I mean, yes, yeah. But he would definitely get more nosebleeds. But it would make him a really good fighter because you can't dodge a kick in the head.
Yeah, true.
You can't see it.
I don't know. I was just thinking, if he was peeping on someone in the shower at Sanji, you'd be like, why is it just a fountain of blood in the corner?
I know he'd be like, like there would be no hiding.
Look, I don't think he has any nosebleeds or anything yet. I think it's once he's been on an island with men dressed as women for 2 years.
Possibly.
And has had no contact with women, and then comes back, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, my lust has returned.
Super.
Yeah.
I think it's just
That's his
overwhelming.
power up. But yeah, there's the first mention of Kaido here, I think, as well, because apparently Gecko Moria fought Kaido.
Because he's from Wano as well.
Yeah.
Kaido?
Yeah, one of the emperors, I think. I think it's just literally been mentioned at the end of Marineford that there's 4 emperors, which is like Shanks, Kaido, Big Mom, and I can't remember who else. Why am I blanking?
Whitebeard.
Oh, it was Whitebeard. Yeah, that's why they start talking about it, because they're like, oh, there's a gap now in the hierarchy, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, Kaido is like way later stuff, but it's cool that they're sort of dropping hints about him now. Yeah.
Perona. We've got Perona in this arc as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even do whatever noise she's making.
I love Perona, but I can see how people will find her annoying.
Yeah. I think she's great though, because she's not really serious, like a serious member of the Moria pirates, but at the same time she does like them because she like tries to get back to them and stuff after like the events of this. But then also she was going to leave on the ship with all the treasure at some point, and I'm like, what? Maybe she just does whatever she wants.
I think she's just a bit of a goth chick, and she just wants to be in dark, gloomy places.
Yeah, it seems like it. But if you go to any big Comic-Con, you will see hundreds of Perona cosplay. It's an incredibly popular character.
Right.
But yeah, not like, I wouldn't say super in the series a lot, but it's just one of those designs that's captured everyone's like imagination.
I think it's a weird character to be like, that is my favorite character, I'm gonna dress as them.
Yeah.
There is weird. Like if somebody was like, oh, what's your favorite character in One Piece? And it was like, oh, Makino. Like, well, the woman in the bar, it's Windmill Village. Like,
yeah.
Nobody's gonna pick people like that. But even Perona's like somewhere in the middle where it's like, I think it's an odd choice for a favorite character.
But I think it's because she is part of some crazy moments. But yeah, like after this, she kind of just hangs about as far as we see. But there's always time for her to do something amazing. So yeah, this is like we do learn a bit about the Laboon backstory as well. And Chris, you were very happy to hear, like, to be finally get some closure on what happened on this stuff, weren't you? I do remember you
Yeah.
piping up in the chat being like, "What? Brooke knew Laboon?"
Yeah, because Lee was just like, oh, I think it was as we got to the Grand Line, and Lee was like, "What do you think? What do you think happened to that crew that left Laboon?" I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know. They probably all died. Maybe we'll see."
I think I said technically they all died.
Is
Yeah, and I
is
didn't
it
get
like
it.
is it better or worse than what you'd imagined? Because I think the whole like the 50 years thing makes it so much more tragic that one, they're all dead, and two, there has been a survivor waiting the entire time, like on both ends of this
Oh,
relationship.
I really like it as a callback. And it just adds to it. And obviously, without this, you wouldn't get Sake Binks or whatever it's called.
Yeah, true.
Binks.
Yeah, we learn a bit later that he has a tone dial recording of the last song by the Rumbar Pirates, which whenever that gets paid off, that's gonna get some tears out of me for sure.
They give us some tears in the flashback as well, where Baby Laboon's chasing after the Rumbar pirate ship.
I hate
crying.
No. I was watching this with Natalie as well before the live action had dropped. We were both just sat there like, and then I was like, oh well, you're gonna see Laboon again, like pretty much in the first episode of season 2. But in that one, they showed more of Brooke and this stuff, didn't they? Like folded this stuff back into the live action, so that was pretty good.
Showed Brooks with skin on before him as a skeleton.
Yeah, he looked awesome.
Yeah,
because he's kind of weird looking in the anime, really.
the only criticism I've heard is people like being like, he's not playing that violin.
Or I don't,
with
yeah,
his fingering in that.
Well, there was some weird people being like, why is he alive? Like, he wasn't always a skeleton guy.
Oh, the biggest one I've heard is like, why have they cast a black guy to play Brooke?
Yeah,
and it's like, this guy's got an afro.
Like,
that's definitely a black
afro.
dude.
Yeah, you know that's the thing he protects in the fight with Ryuma when he's like, "Oh, don't cut my hair." Ryuma's a dick, by the way. Like, I hate that guy. I know it's not really him; it's like a twisted Brooke, zombie thing. But no, he sucks. But yeah, sorry. Perona versus the Straw Hats. It's so funny. So she's got these ghosts that make people depressed. And so like obviously it might be a bit different in the sub, but yeah, like Luffy's like, I should be reborn as a grub or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what Sanji says, like, I don't deserve to be like born in this world or something like that.
Zoro, man, where he's just like, you guys are too weak, can't believe you're like falling for this. And he's like, I'm lower than an earthworm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like a negative ghost thing that makes you like literally depressed. So obviously really strong in combat because you kind of taken out
person.
Yeah. Usopp, which is absolutely hilarious because he thinks he's being hit. He's like reacting to it when it's going through. And then he realizes he's like, I've always been negative. And the entire fight just stops and she does that like face. It's just so good. Yeah, and this actually turns into a bit of a running thing. But all of them start like shout, like Perona turns at that point in the fight and she's like, oh no, he's such a lost cause. Hang in there. And like all of the zombies are like, hang in there. Which is a repeated thing later on with Bon Claire. There's a lot of hang in there support going on.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of a menacing figure showing up in the background as well with Oz.
Yeah,
the demon pirate thing. The Puller of Islands or something like that. I can't remember whose title
like
was.
It's like the continent puller or something like that. But that's fucked up. So there's apparently different types of giants as well. We're told this is like an ancient giant, and that's why he's like way bigger than anything else we've seen so far. Yeah, it's messed up, man.
I wish. I'm sure there's a moment from Chopper because they're like where he kind of recognizes him or has
yeah,
heard of him before, but it never really goes into it.
yeah. I'm sure Robin says it as well. Like she's, I guess, read about it. And so yeah, it's like he needs a big shadow to pilot this big zombie, and who's got the biggest what would you call it? Like energy on the island. Of course,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Luffy.
Got to put his Willa D into him.
Yeah, Moria sucks though. Like he just like cuts your shadow off, and then you get knocked unconscious for 2 full days. And so their regular gimmick is steal people's shadow, chuck them back on the ship into the Florian Triangle, and just leave you there. But if the person dies, the zombie dies. So that's why he has to leave everyone alive. Like it's a bit of a roundabout power.
It's a bit dark when there's people just like you can't go in the sunlight, and there's people just
Yeah.
like running into the sun and just like
Melting, basically. Yeah. I wrote down here as well. Absalom tries the Triple H drugged wedding routine. Like,
oh, I didn't know what you
takes
were going to say
Stephanie-
there. I thought you were
Yeah,
going to say he
wait,
tries
wait.
to pedigree someone.
No, he like if people don't know, Triple H took Stephanie McMahon through the drive-through drugged. That was how they got married,
I
allegedly.
remember that. Man.
So yeah, Absalom tries this with a knocked out Nami, where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna get married with like a fake wedding setup with our fake pasta." And yeah, Sanji luckily saves the day, and like we're saying, fights him off. Even though he's mad, he can't have the special powers to peep.
How does Sanji work out where he is again? He does something.
There's a lot of running around the island, but I'm pretty sure he just uses his like Sanji senses to find women.
Yeah, because they kind of like spur him on a little bit, don't
No.
they? Like, taking the mick, and it's just like, oh, they're gonna marry.
When he's fighting Absalom and Absalom's invisible, he somehow figures out whereabouts he is in the room, and I can't remember how he does it.
I know there's a bit with like some like dust gets kicked up, but yeah, maybe he's using Haki
Possibly.
early.
Yeah, I know what Haki is now.
Yeah, exactly. We can talk about this stuff now. So yeah, the Perona, maybe a negative hollow doesn't work, but the fight is still going on in the background because she's got exploding ghosts like Gotenks. I don't know what it is with Japan and exploding ghosts. Maybe it's a Dragon Ball reference technically. But the way he beats her is absolutely hilarious because he finds her real body and does his, what is it, the 10-ton Usopp golden pound hammer or something like that, which is just an inflatable.
And it just releases cockroaches all over her, doesn't it?
Yes, he basically scares her into victory and does the big hammer, and it just pops on her head, but that's enough to knock her out.
Gets over the, what is it, a sticky star as well.
Yep, sticks out of the bed, which, you know, hentai again. But no, it's just good because it's like Usopp finally getting a legit win just by using sort of like tricks, basic lies, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
If that's his special move. But yeah, Robin beats the Brook zombie. I can't remember exactly what he does, but it's pretty cool because when he like slashes him, all this like blue fire comes out of him. And I was thinking, oh no, is this a power up for the zombie guy? But I think it was just like the dragon soul coming out of him or whatever.
Who's the Brook zombie?
Yeah, the Ryuma guy. Sorry.
Oh, I thought Zoro beat him, didn't he?
Oh, sorry, that's it, Sanji. Sorry.
Yeah. Cool
yeah, Zoro. Oh yeah, because they do it like on the roof as well, like they cut the building in half and all this crazy shit.
Isn't there that moment at the end as well where he's just like, "Oh, you've kind of earned this legendary sword. Look after it," kind of thing, and he passes it on legitimately instead of like taking it from his body.
Yes, because Zoro had lost a sword by that Rust guy previously, so he needed a replacement.
It's amazing how he picked the only non-legendary sword he carried.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We don't know. It takes a while, I think, to learn a bit more about this sword if we do, but it's not called like a cursed sword or anything. But Zoro's like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm happy about this exchange.
Shusui,
yeah,
Shusui. I've got it written down.
I'll look it up for you, but Oda's drawn what Zoro's swords would look like if they were humans. They're all pretty silly. Yeah, I think like this is where they sort of tangle a bit with Hogback. I did write down what is it, Robin? There's like some kind of big suplex move that Robin and Chopper do, where she like lifts him up on the arms, and like Chopper does like a big German suplex, and it's like the suplex, and I'm pretty sure it's the only time you ever see that special move.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where like Oz starts getting involved because Gecko's put the shadow in, and Oz is pretty much just like wrecking the entire island. And Luffy is sort of fighting Moria, but Moria's powers and Luffy's really don't match up because like he's just got all those like shadow bats that get in the way, and it's like Luffy's really not having a good time here.
And Moria can switch places with his shadow at any time he wants.
Yeah.
And ends up luring him halfway across the island and then switching, and Luffy's just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It really is one of those like, these powers do not go well together for a fight.
At least it wasn't Zoro that chased him to the other side of the island, or he wouldn't have come back.
Lost forever. But yeah, so this is kind of where everything goes to shit for everyone. Because like Oz is rampage and the building's getting like knocked in half and stuff like that. And Oz, like the way it works apparently for the zombies is that if it's a strong soul, it takes a few hours for like the personality to leave. So at the moment, it's like Luffy with no memories in a giant body. And he's like, this doesn't feel right, and kind of puts like a big stone hat on. He's like, yeah, this is better.
Demanding as much meat as he can.
Yeah, and the Nelly feed him like a salted fish, which now like we do realize the salt undoes the zombies and releases the soul.
I think we'll find out at some point it's because of the seawater has salt in it.
Yeah, so it's like reverse on the devil fruit.
Could just random people on land, if they just threw salt at devil fruit users, would that affect them?
Oh yeah, interesting. But also salt's like a evil begone ghost repellent thing.
So I was thinking about this because I've been looking at the difference between the the original just for kids version of One Piece, where they did loads of censorship, where like darts were changed for plungers and stuff, but all the Marines had super soakers. So if that was full of seawater, if they had like a super soaker full of seawater, would that subdue a devil fruit user?
It would be better than real bullets on Luffy because he's immune. He's immune to marine firearms at the moment.
Yeah, man. I think everyone is at the minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No one just gets shot anymore.
I don't know. Guns are weird in One Piece. I think if you're off guard, you absolutely can just get shot in the head. But yeah, if someone's in full battle mode, they can usually avoid it. So I wrote down here as well, this is like in this like against Oz battle, which is nuts, and the Straw Hats do manage to take him out like down once, like knock him over. But this is where Frankie tries his Super Emperor.
Oh my god!
Which is like a Power Rangers robot made of the Straw Hats. But Robin won't complete the Super Emperor.
That was the best part, where she just looks at them and goes, no.
It just says, that would hurt my human pride. Yeah, Usopp's like a claw, like arm. It's great.
I mean, he's got experience in that from Enies Lobby.
But yeah, obviously Chopper is well into this, wanting to become the super robot. They might get the wish later, who knows, with Frankie and his machines. But yeah, so this is kind of where it gets a bit weird because Moria's kind of avoidant to fighting. He's like, oh, I'm gonna become the Pirate King without getting in a fight myself and stuff like that. And like, all right. So it turns out he can pilot Or's body and then move his shadow around to give him stretchy powers again. So like Moria's like rationale is wherever the shadow moves, the body has to move. Therefore, I'll just stretch the arm shadow out, and it's like Luffy fighting. So
yeah.
And then we get the weird superpower up for Luffy, which has never been seen ever again. What did you think about this, Chris? Where he meets like the real Lola in the forest, and they're like, "Oh, we've got the exact solution to your weird problem right now."
What? Eat all of these souls?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we've just been collecting them, I guess."
I don't know. I know it's very they needed it for the plot, and I did like seeing Nightmare Luffy, but like I don't know, it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Definitely, and it's not like something they really talk about ever again. Like no one goes like, "Oh, what was that weird giant form with a sword that you did on Thriller Bark?"
Yeah, blue. He turns blue and gets massive.
Yeah, and he's still got the tiny hat on his back. It's like really small.
I liked it in the moment, but like looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. So like, yeah, they shove all the shadows in him, and then he can fight Oars. It is pretty cool how they all team up and like break Oars's like spine basically by doing like a really big hit on the top of his head. Because they're like, we obviously need to like break the body somehow, even though this guy's giant. And yeah, you see like an X-ray inside of him being like, and then Moria decides, oh well, I'll just absorb all the shadows and become a giant hideous frog.
Yeah. What I forgot to talk about as well is that Thriller Bark isn't an island.
Yeah, it's a giant ship, isn't it?
It's one of the largest ships in the world. How is that staying afloat?
Maybe it's got one of the god tree hulls.
Maybe, but it's like, how do they steer it? How? Because they've got one sail in the middle.
Yeah, and it's got like a big
to...
mouth on the front which is like a little docking bay sort of area.
Yeah, because I just keep thinking you're getting bigger and bigger. You've got two giants or a giant's corpse and a massive gecko. How is it staying afloat? How much dirt's on this?
Yeah, and you're right. And Oars starts like pulling on the controls a bit, but it's like a massive like giant sized chain. So like, how does anyone else move that stuff? Is it or is it just interlocking cogs until it's just like a small crank handle that eventually goes up to the big one? I don't know if we ever see the Thriller Bark again. Like show up as a ship ever again. So I don't know.
Yeah,
he doesn't use it to get to Marineford. He's just there on his own, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, when we're getting to Marineford, I was going to ask how he makes zombies in daylight as well.
Oh yeah.
Can the zombies go in daylight? Is it just the?
No, they're all because they have to flee every day to get underground. That's where they hang out until it's nighttime.
Those zombies don't have shadows in them, maybe, at Marineford.
Yeah, I again, I'm not really. They don't really explain how
it's if you haven't got your shadow and you go into daylight. I don't think so. Human. Those people that have died, he hasn't stole their shadows.
Yeah, he just reanimates them unless he's taking live shadows. But yeah, you're right, Chris. That somebody should have melted in that equation.
At least one.
Because his power definitely seems to be a take something from one side. It's very much like the balance gets tipped. Yeah.
I think it's the rule of cool. So
yeah, I think like Oda probably decided afterwards. He's like, actually, his power should be just summoning zombies instead of this shadow trade business. But yeah, So basically, Luffy manages to like punch the shadows out of him because it's like he's like a big horrible frog. So if you just hit him enough in the stomach, it does get tense though because the sun starts coming up, which means all the Straw Hats are gonna die. And you're like, oh,
part of them starts disappearing, doesn't it? Like it's like the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because Luffy's kind of like fucked up as well, the crew's starting to think like, oh, we probably need to get a bit stronger because Luffy's like really, like burning his life away, doing all this like crazy shit. But yeah, like Luffy, I think like Moria tries to like crush Luffy, and we get like one of the classic like, oh, you can't crush me like that, I'm rubber sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he knocks enough souls out of Moria so that he turns back to a gross squash man.
Once it's finally all over as well, we've had someone lurking around in the background that's also arrived on Thriller Bark.
Very important.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh, do you know what it is? I totally forgot about this. Kuma.
Yeah. Old Bartholomew Kuma.
How does he train to get that build?
Yeah, baby, he's born with it. But
I know, I know it's revealed that he's like obviously like what 90% machine or something like that, but he is a triangle bear.
Yeah, he's got the bear ears that he just has those, I guess. I like it though. It's like it's so weird because he's a terrifying character, and yet he has friend-shaped elements like little bear ears. He carries his little book around,
little pads on his hand.
Yeah, and yet he's still terrifying. But yeah, so we see him earlier send Perona away and give Nami a bit of a scare because he seems to teleport around. I find it funny when he sends Perona away, the drawing of him is really weird, where he's just got like his arms stuck out and he looks like really cartoonish. But I enjoy if that was like one of the first the first crack at drawing him.
Pacifista. Oh, but he's not a pacifista, is he? He's
the original. Yeah.
Yes, this is technically the human man still at this moment.
What kind of I wonder if there's changes in the Japanese version. And what book is he carrying?
It's definitely the Bible. It just says Bible on it.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Because whenever I've seen him, he's just got a book with Bible written on the front.
Yep, that's what this mean on the front of the Bible, right?
Does this mean Jesus existed in this world? Was he a devil fruit user, and that's how all of his miracles happened?
Water fruit.
Did he have Brooks fruit? Yeah.
Or Trafalgar laws to heal people.
Yeah, true. Although he's the surgeon of death. But so yeah, Kuma is terrifying. His power is kind of nuts. Like, I think I understand it a bit more now, but Chris, I'm guessing you probably had questions about it.
Yeah, so I'm guessing his power is to store up energy, and release it at any point, because we now know that when he hits people with the palm of his hand, where he has the bear pads on, that he just flings them, they go flying islands and islands away.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing that stores up energy so he can release it.
Yeah,
and that's his power, where he can absorb energy.
Yeah, it's like but he can also like reject attacks as well, just like
I've just lost your sound
there. Oh, really?
Are you back?
Maybe. Can you hear me? Oh no. Anything?
Maybe his earphones have died or something.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was my mic. That's okay then. Oh, all the editing you're gonna have to do, Lee. I'm so sorry.
Might just leave this in and be like, look how unprofessional he is. Can't even get his headphones working.
Me the Zoom just crashed.
Right. Okay. Are you back?
I think so. I've just disconnected my headphones. Like,
Okay. I think it was Kuma. He's up to something.
sorry, I heard up to when I said that I think he stores up energy or absorbs energy and then releases it.
Yeah, and I was just saying like he can like stop attacks dead, like even Zoro's like sword, where he's just like it nope. Like
Yeah.
and so that's what tips. Sorry, yeah.
One of the main things is taking people's pain away.
Yeah, that's fucked up. So maybe you can push any energy around, I guess. But also that thing he does where he like bounces it back between his hands and it makes like a giant like bear paw, and then he like shrinks it down into like a nuclear weapon, basically. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Was it shock impact or something like that? It's called.
Yeah, I think he says Ursus shock in
Yes, Ursus shock.
Japan, so it's just like bear shock or something. But side note, my dog Zeus hates that noise when it's like like when he's doing all his weird stuff. But he doesn't hate it, but he always looks at the TV, which is pretty funny. But yeah, he like nukes everyone. And then yeah, for some reason he's like, oh, how about I take, if you want to defend Luffy so much, how about I take all of the damage out of him?
Because he wants to take Luffy's head.
And Zoro's like, kill me 100% instead. Like, I'm ready to lay down the life here.
And then Sanji shows up and they have a bit of an argument as well of like, no, take my life. And Zoro just kicks the shit out of Sanji because Zoro is stronger than Sanji.
Yeah.
And always will be.
Seems so. Can't argue with that.
Do you think he's so scary though? Because you know absolutely nothing about him. Like he's emotionless. He doesn't do anything. He's just like yes.
Yeah. It's like I say, he's a really interesting character. And it's like, Oda's been planning something with him from this long. And it all like works out as well. Like it's a good reveal when it's finally revealed, like what's been going on and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
Him and Bonnie are like my favorite characters in this whole show, and I think it's because
and watching some of that stuff now, it's like cool when you can see like the links and things. But
it's like an Ocean's 11 plan, isn't it? Where it's just like, oh, everything has come together.
Yeah, basically.
Even here, we get one of the coolest scenes in all of One Piece, thanks to Kuma. Nothing happens. Love it.
Yeah, I love it as well because it has become a meme. He sends like a tiny bit. He's like, "Oh, this is what it'll be like." He gives him like a tiny taste, and it's like it looks like Zoro's getting shot by machine guns, basically.
Still spitting up blood, doesn't he? Like,
yeah.
We're surrounded by it. There's just a giant pool of blood all around him. And Sanji's like, "What? Why is there so much blood? What happened?" Nothing.
Yeah. Because he just shoves his hands straight into the thing and absorbs, all of Luffy's pain, which Luffy's happy about. He's like, "Wait, I feel great." He's like clapping and stuff like that. And everyone's like, "What the hell happened here?" And I think some of the Lola pirates did see, didn't they? Like, there is witnesses.
I think Brooke somehow knows as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And everyone's told to keep it quiet.
And Robin, while those people are talking about this, saying like you can't tell Luffy, Robin's doing that whole like ear on a hand kind of trick. She's listening as well. Does Nami learn somehow? I think I can't remember.
Maybe, or she really wants to know, and everyone's being too like cool about it. But yeah, so as far as we know, Kuma just leaves after this. And I think like you do see he's got a cyborg shoulder, don't you? Because Zoro like cuts into his coat a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think I did write down here that someone might say he's the incomplete human weapon pacifista, but I can't remember exactly who says that. He does talk to someone on a phone as well, which we're to assume is one of the 5 elders or something. So yeah, lots of intrigue being set up for this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's just party time, really. Everyone's saved.
Yo ho ho ho.
Gather
Like
up
you were
all of the
mentioning,
crew.
like you were mentioning earlier, like there's a Viva card exchange where Lola's like, "Oh, if you're ever like in trouble, look up my mother," and it's like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
So I think Nami's got that.
So we've got that look forward to where they're going to look for help from Lola's mum.
Yeah, and Lola's really nice, so our mother must be a saint.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm assuming because I don't know
Yeah.
any better.
So there's a really cool bit here where like Brooke sort of gives the rest of his full backstory, and this is where you see the sad demise of the Rumbar Pirates. It's
Yeah.
it's so tragic, but I love how sad and tragic this is, where he's like they're all singing and dying at the same time because they've
Now
all
we're a
been like,
quartet. Now a
yeah,
trio.
yeah, it's fucked. Then it's like a solo, and everyone's dead.
It just reminds me of at the end of the Titanic where the two
The band.
violinists are playing. It's just like, well, go down with the ship.
Yeah, they look all noble then until the water swallows them. And then... so yeah, and this is where like basically Brooke's like, I'm just so happy to be alive, and everyone has a big party. And a lot of them are like, oh, I remember this song and stuff like that. And it's not really said that Brooke wrote it, but maybe the Rumbar Pirates like made it popular, like with their cover of it. But yeah. And then there's a fun little like extra filler episode. Technically, it's not in the manga, where Brooke has to like, oh, how do I get sort of into the crew? You know, like how do I get the vibe here? Where he's just sort of like he's just trying
He's
to be
trying
like,
to
where
help
do I fit
everyone.
in? Yeah, he's just ruining everything, which I thought was really cute. So don't skip that one. One Piece watchers or whatever.
I didn't realize that was filler. To be fair, it seemed like just a normal,
Apparently.
casual episode.
Yeah, but it's nice though because it's kind of like he just kind of realizes, oh, I just have to be myself and play a song every now and then, and Luffy will be happy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we haven't
I
had
love-
many mysteries show up for a while, but I think this gave us quite a few. So things we
Yeah.
need to learn about is the Viva card for Lola's mum. We've got Kaido to look forward to. We've got Kuma, who the fox Kuma. Why is he so weird? Think anything else?
And just one day we'll see what happens with Laboon and Brooke.
Yeah.
Finally.
Wano. Do you mention that?
Wano. Yeah, that's going to be a lot later, Chris. Don't get too excited about that one. Although actually, not in not too distant future, you'll start seeing characters who live there, where you're up to watching. But yeah,
Right.
it's a bit later. Because really, when you think about it, Wano only just recently ended in the current timeline, like 2025 or something. I'm sure it was still on the air.
Right. We were on about it the other day, and where we're up to now, was it like Enies Lobby was something like 2006 when it came out, something like that?
Yeah, it's like we're still way back in time. It's been like,
I know,
yeah,
but that's 10 years of One Piece that I've watched so far now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I look at it like that. I don't think, oh, that was I'm 20 years behind. I'm thinking I've watched 10 years worth of One Piece.
It's nice when you don't have to wait week to week. You can just watch a few.
That's what I'm thinking. If I was up to if I was watching this week to week and I got a Boss Man Luffy thing, I'd be like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that does happen. Yeah, or there'll be like a weird. This is like just going to be an episode about the history of Zoro with like loads of clips and stuff.
Oh, well, they do that thing where it's like, oh yes, this was originally aired in 4.3, but so we'll put borders on the side.
Oh, I think that's cute. Whenever that shows up, it still happens to this day. Like like not too long ago, they showed like some of the old giant stuff, and it went back to the
right.
I was like, yeah.
Well, they've had time to animate it now. Animate it again after the this now that it's in season 2.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, Chris, what did you think? Because a lot of people kind of hate this season.
No, I liked it because I like the spooky. So there's some good moments, like that iconic pushing the old injured man back into his grave.
Yep.
It introduced Gecko Moria for Marine Ford,
Yeah.
and the Kuma as well.
Yeah. And
Because
that
if he just
Zorro,
turned up,
I was going to
if
say
he
that
just
Zorro
turned up on,
moment is great for memes where someone's like, oh, I'm going to. I'm gonna send 1% of the pain of getting hit in the balls into a woman. It's like Zorro. Yeah, we like to have fun here.
I'm glad I watched it though.
Yeah, there's no skippable arcs except maybe Foxy's return on the Spa
Island. No, there's definitely one that Lee mentioned just before as well. The
Ocean's Dream.
Ocean's Dream. That can get in the bin.
And also the Reluga Island or whatever it was called. The Rainbow Portal thing. Pumpkin Pirates.
Yeah.
No. Just ignore them. Just ignore them.
You guys have never forgotten them. Looming Large.
You don't need to watch it. Nothing happened.
Do you know what it is? There was there was a short that I put out ages ago on the TikTok, and it was talking about that Reluga Island. Yeah. And someone was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I've watched all of One Piece, and I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Oh, Reluga Island, you know, the gorilla mist and all that sort of stuff." They were like, "Why the fuck did you watch that?"
Because someone took the time to animate and voice act the entire thing. We have to watch it.
Yeah, suppose someone took the time to animate that promo for a really bad PS1 game.
Mm-hmm. And our favorite Toriko, the muscly food man. We'll get to that later.
So next up, we've got Sabaody. I think.
Yeah, is there not a filler in between them?
Spa Island.
Yeah, do you want to do Spa Island?
I mean, we can just quickly talk about it now. So, there's a treasure map or something?
A recipe for diamonds to create diamonds.
Yeah,
gems. Oh, there's like 2 sisters, isn't it?
Foxy's there, being a bastard. It rains candy for some reason in this area of the sea.
Yeah. There's a giant cannon on the island.
Yeah, it turns out the spa people are like nut jobs who actually take pirates in for a nice spa and then kind of steal the stuff. Foxy's in on it for some reason. And yeah, Luffy smashes it up, like actually smashes the Spa Island in half, so it's gone now.
do you know what's weird to me about this arc? Do you know when you find out? I'm sure there was a story ages ago where like there was a criminal organization opened a pizza shop, and the pizza shop was really nice and really popular, so they just gave up their life of crime.
Yeah,
because it was that profitable. Why don't they do that with the spa? It's already got a class reputation. It's offering these good services. Just do the spa thing.
Exactly.
You're doing it anyway. But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
It's just greed, isn't it? Walter White didn't go, I've got a car wash business now. I'll never mind these millions of dollars that I'm making from meth.
I'll build a giant cannon. That'll solve all my problems.
Imagine if Walter White was just like, "Oh, family, I've just left you this car washing empire. Don't worry about the meth. I've stopped doing that."
Yeah. Happy ending. But yeah, like this is just them wanting to do a quick beach episode, I guess, which is a time-honored manga, animated filler tradition.
Chance to put the women in bikinis.
That is true. Yeah.
They do that anyway. Just even in the cold islands.
I was going to say spoilers, Chris, but you're already past the time skip. Nami's outfit does become a bikini for no reason.
Now that I can control the weather, I don't need warm clothes.
That might be true. You're always defending the perverts, Chris. It's because you like Frankie.
It is. I love Frankie. And what's he called? Sanji's doppelganger.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's the next one. The flying fish pirates.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Sabaody, isn't it?
Next time on.
Oh no, the Sanji's doppelganger doesn't come in until Return to Sabaody.
There's a couple, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, till next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Straw Chat. Today, as usual, I'm joined by Lee, who for some reason has a one berry more bounty than me. And I think you need to explain this after this. And Jake, how are you doing?
It's nice to be back after me week off last week when Boy George was here.
I'm surprised you're not dressed up this week, but like as a penguin or something, or
You know what? I'm dressing up for I'm dressing up for the actual arcs, not the shit ones.
I'm not wasting my dress up box on fillers.
Yeah.
No, you should have like the filler dress up box where it's just like the cheapest stuff you can find. It's like a plastic pirate hook.
That's pretty much what I've got.
Arg.
Oh, I suppose it's better than having a sock stapled to your collar.
It worked. I mean, I think it did. Everyone else might think
nobody noticed. So the eyes were drawn elsewhere.
But yeah, going into the Ice Hunter arc.
Yeah. So some people might know this as the Lovely Land arc, apparently. Like when I've been Googling it.
They say that more than Hunter. They say Hunter a few times, but yeah, I didn't remember this at all. From the first watch through.
I
can see why, because we were just talking beforehand where it was like, oh, what did you think of it? And I got really strong Gorilla Mist vibes at the start of it, where they were lost in the icebergs, and it was only more interesting once you got into the Lovely Land stuff. So I would call it Lovely Land Arc as well.
I think I just saw the two figure skaters kissing all the time and just blocked the whole arc out of my memory because it's just
you were like gross. Sanji, like don't show me that. When he's just like, what was it, like Arbel or whatever? He's just like, oh, I'll get rid of your horrible, ugly lover. That was a fun dynamic. But yeah, so like the basic outline of this is like there's a weird mob family hanging about, like one of those like proper, family type mob gangs.
Yeah.
I don't know like how familiar you guys are with like some DC animated stuff, but they reminded me of like the Royal Flush Gang, which is like a sort of playing cards family, like of mobsters in Batman, who are like, they have the king and queen, who are like the mother and father, and then they have like the Jack and the everything, like of diamonds and all that stuff. It reminded me of that, where it's like, but these were all like sort of winter sports themed instead of playing cards. So actually, with the Winter Olympics currently going on, we're on brand for once.
Nobody bring up any social media posts from the hockey guy.
No curling.
The curling. Oh yeah, damn finger.
Well, these guys were kind of cheaters in their own sort of way. They had a lot of weird tech to go along with the ice themed.
It's always weird seeing like Canadians arguing though. Like, I know I'm going back to the curling thing, but I just expect it to be like, "Hey, you're cheating, buddy," and it's like, "Don't call me buddy, guy. Don't call me guy, buddy."
Well, there is a reference to like a hockey scrap in this, like that the hockey guy's ready to throw down with Frankie. He's like, the brawls are the best part. That's very Canadian.
Shooting these pucks at everyone.
Wasn't he just a normal guy as well?
I guess so. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, most of these seem like normal people, but seem to be on the level of like can go one-on-one with Luffy. And so, like, I mean, Zoro doesn't really get involved in much like fighting, so it's hard to gauge how strong people are, because normally you compare to like Luffy and Zoro, like what's the power level here? Sometimes Sanji, but in this one he's just like goofing around pretty much. He can't do his hot leg because he can't spin around. He can't get any friction on the ice.
He just keeps like wimping out because it's a girl that he's fighting. He's just like, "No, I won't hurt a lovely lady."
He takes friggin' ice skates to the face, which would mess you up in real life. Don't take this as evidence that ice skates wouldn't mess you up, kids.
Well, I was a bit disappointed when this arc started as well, because we got a little bit of a teaser at the end of Enies Lobby or post Enies Lobby, where they're talking about the Florian Triangle and all these boats going missing. And then I think they also talked about going to Fishman Island, maybe.
Yeah, I'd totally forgot that was a going concern now. Like, apparently the log pose has thingied onto Fishman Island, and just like, it's pointing slowly down. It's like, oh yeah, well, but that's just because obviously Chris hasn't seen it, but you've seen the arc list, and it's not Fishman Island for a little while.
I don't know if like Oda was like, Fishman Island's next, and then released the chapter, and then thought, oh shit, I've got more stuff I need to write about.
Yeah, he's like, actually, we'll table that for later, maybe. But
to be fair, Oda has for years been like, there's about 5 years left of One Piece. And this was like, 1999 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll be done by 2004. No, sorry, lads, it'll be done by 2011. No, and it's like, I mean, I'm glad it's lasted this long.
Yeah, it seems like because it's not as if he's like ran out of cool ideas. So he must just be one of those creative people who's like, I think it's winding up, and then he just gets some kind of cool new idea, and he's like, gotta write an arc about this.
Well, I saw a post the other day of someone saying they think One Piece, the whole world, is based on just items that are lying around Oda's house, and he'll like go into the kitchen and see a cake and just be like, That's good.
Yeah.
Like,
How
oh,
about an entire?
my wife's dresses over there. Oh, dress Rosa.
Yeah, he's
Is
just
that
like, oh, sorry.
is that why he's got a giant? Doesn't he have a giant stuffed giraffe in his house as well?
I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, is that why he's got the and his lobby devil fruit power thing from?
He's like, I've always admired the destructive power of a giraffe. Right. So basically, the outline of this is like the Straw Hats get tricked again by another sort of band of pirates who are like, "Oh, help us!" And the Straw Hats are like, "Yeah, we'll help you." Um, which I feel like has happened before, but I can't quite recall exactly the situation. But this time they get like drugged overnight and all go to sleep. And this is we learn sort of through the arc the former Phoenix pirates who now are sort of lackeys for the bounty hunters. Um, the Phoenix pirates are kind of nothing. They don't seem to have much. Like usually, like the One Piece groups, there's like a couple of guys with at least gimmicks or something fun. You know, like the Galila Company, for example, all had like personal sort of gimmicks, but these guys are just like real generic.
I think is he called Puzzle Phoenix? Is that what he's called?
I don't know if Phoenix is his second name. I think they're just like, oh, he's got a big phoenix shaped scar on his forehead. But
right,
I think he's just called Puzzle.
Doesn't he have chains or something? Kind of like Paulie, but with chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to have those two so close together.
Yeah.
No, I miss Paulie already.
Once you get further into this as well, you'll probably find like Jake, do you find it weird that these are the Phoenix pirates? And like this man is a Phoenix, but then there's like more Phoenix stuff from other people later on in the series.
I mean, well, yeah, and we literally just saw Marco like a few episodes prior, like on the Whitebeard ship, like when Shanks went. But I don't know because I don't know, Chris, if you remember, but like there is a Marco the Phoenix guy on Whitebeard's crew, so I don't know if they actually said that at this point. So maybe it's just the.
It might be the clock it.
It might be the anime like filler writers who are like, oh, a Phoenix guy, and then Oda's like, you did what? I already had a Phoenix guy planned out. Did you not read the manga? But yeah, there's a few Phoenix sort of references. One interesting thing from watching the sub, though, they say Phoenix in English, where Phoenix is like Ho-Oh in Japanese. So in their mind, there's a distinction. Like the saying Phoenix, like the English word, whereas like when Zoro does his like 36-pound Phoenix, he says like blah blah Ho-Oh, like the Pokemon.
I was thinking that. What? I never knew Ho-Oh was just Phoenix.
Yeah.
Just happened.
Was much better than Puzzle.
Do you see Puzzle later on at all?
I don't think so. But like this is the thing, right? Because we've seen a lot of these arcs where people are like, oh, we'll see you in the new world. Like next time we see each other, we're gonna be rivals. Like so many people say that to like the Straw Hats. Obviously this is a ship based world where a lot of stuff happens on ships and you need them.
Yeah.
I definitely think the big final battle is going to be like an all-out ship war. And I'm kind of thinking, the anime writers just going to be like, okay, we're going to bring back everyone who's ever showed up. Like the goat guy, like the Phoenix, the friggin' kids from Gorilla, what was it? Apes concert. Like,
oh, yeah.
I think
Guy Man.
Yeah,
in his chest.
Yep. Oh, he showed up in not too long ago. He's got a wife in the chest now as well. But like, I don't know, but no, I genuinely think we're just gonna get a quick like here is like the mega fleet of all the good guys against like whatever the final makeup of the Marines is at that point. And like,
Right.
I think that's all we're gonna get. I don't think many of these sort of filler people will come back, other than just to be like a "Wah, we're here, Luffy" type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Then
don't
me a
think we're ever
strength.
going to see these guys ever again.
We'll have to keep an eye out for them now, though.
Oh well,
Panda,
so you could
so-
just disregard the whole Phoenix thing. Just call him a Phoenix pirate.
yeah.
Which isn't
But
that a fox or something?
I think
Phoenix.
so, like a sort of a wild fox, like an Arctic
Uh,
fox or something. But yeah, so like, did you see Panda Man though? There was when he was leafing through the
yeah,
wanted posters, his was on top.
yeah.
Oh, I missed
I
that.
saw that.
And
I'm
later
I'm
on,
starting to notice him more.
I know I never noticed him until like I saw a meme about it. Like I can't say I ever noticed him before, but now I've clocked a couple of times on my own. Um, but yeah, so we talked a bit about like lovely land. So this is where the mob people hang out. And they've got like a weird, mysterious dad who's like this big fat guy on a chaise long, just like drinking wine. Um, and
Surrounded
like
by all of his flags.
yes, he's a flag stealer. So it's kind of like their sort of technique is steal the flag, demoralize the crew, kill the captain, and then they
Or,
just take them on as like
or they get the
workers.
bounties, don't they? Which I think's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, we've got Pirate Hunter Zorro, who... How many pirates have we seen Zorro capture? Like 5. Yet,
Yeah, well,
the
that's
Donachino
the
family have captured, like, what? Like, there's about 100 flags in there. But he's not Pirate
yeah.
Hunter Donachino.
But how much more money can they need? Like after a career that successful, like what's 600 million berries to them? But I did find it weird that Zorro's kind of totally turned his back on bounty hunting because he calls like the main guy, he's like, that's like a disgusting habit you've got there, like collecting flags or whatever. So it's as if Zorro's like totally turned his back on what he used to do, and he's like, nah, that's the noble pursuit is pirating.
Isn't I don't know what happens in obviously in the future of this, but I distinctly remember Zorro whenever someone called him the pirate hunter when he was younger, saying, I'm not a pirate hunter, I've just turned in bounties because I've needed the money.
I don't think it was like official, but we do see like very early on and in like the live action, you do see him like going out of his way to like hunt someone, don't you? Like
Yeah.
definitely in the live action.
Unless he
'Cause
might
it's
just
like,
be bitter about it all by now. Like, now
Yeah.
that he can't go to the Marines and turn in his bounties, anybody else that's doing it is just like, oh, you disgusters. Like, but
Yeah,
secretly he's
yeah.
like, I wish I could still do that and buy all my
And also-
sake.
And also there's like a weird thing in this arc of like them being sort of scared to show Luffy they've lost the flag, and I'm like yeah, I get it, but it's not really Luffy's vibe to be like that mad about it. He would be mad at the people who stole it, but he doesn't
Oh,
generally blame his friends for like stuff.
I didn't get that. I got it as in they didn't want Luffy having one over them, as in like there's
Yeah.
something bad's happened and it's nothing to do with Luffy, so Luffy can like lord it over them, like
Yeah.
oh well, take the piss
'Cause
out of them. At
they
least
do-
I didn't lose a flag.
Because they do have that like dream sequence where he's like, and like flicks
Yeah.
a snot at them, and they're like, we can't let that happen.
I love how much they gaslight him though at the end. He's like,
Yeah.
all the way through, it's like, we've got your flag, and he gets back in the leg. The flag's been there the whole time. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, Luffy.
But it was confusing me because they've got 2 flags now, and I was like, "Oh, is that an animation fuck up where they've left the flag on the ship?" And it's like, nope, they had 2 the whole time. So it feels like stealing 1 shouldn't be that much of a deal because it's not actually off your ship technically. But I do like the whole like your flag is important sort of thing. But yeah, so the sort of people, the family are kind of weird goobers who all have different fighting styles. Most of them are like ice sports based. Apart from there's like 2 strongmen brothers who are like, we're magnets.
I love that. Oh my
did you
god, you're a
think-
clone? He's like, no, we've told you 50 times, man.
Oh,
Twins.
but you know what? You know what it was in Japanese though? He was saying like, "Oh, you use the Bushin no Jutsu," and he was like, "No, actually was a Naruto reference in the in
Whoa.
Japan." But yeah, I don't see how those guys mesh with a a sort of ice hockey family, but there you go, magnet people. North and South Pole, maybe. It's a bit of a stretch. Apparently
actually know.
Apparently they're strong enough to dodge Luffy, which seems insane considering like Lucci was the last guy we saw do that.
That was insane. That like they're actually struggling against these people, but they've just defeated CP9.
Yeah, are we saying that these guys are on par with CP9? I mean, I know they weren't going all out until the end. Like, Luffy didn't trigger like second gear or anything.
Yeah.
And Zoro wasn't really fighting. But yeah, I don't know.
Zoro spent half of this lost, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because we haven't mentioned the penguins moving all the icebergs around, which causes people to get lost.
Yeah, that's a fun concept, but it felt like a bit too much for this,
Yeah.
like it was too much extra. And it just sort of slowed things down. And then there was a lot of stuff with the Phoenix Pirates back and forth about like, oh, have we given up? And like everyone's like, oh, Puzzle's gonna be king of the pirates and stuff.
Oh,
and yeah. I'm just like, no.
Did we find out what was the matter with Puzzle? Because when we found him, because obviously they found his dead ship.
Yes.
Ship, and then Chopper went over to, and then one of the youngest crewmates is like, "Oh, can you come inward, cold and look at me, Captain?" And then they find him, and he's just on death's door in a little cubby hole. I can't remember what was actually the matter with him.
No, like they kept it vague, but it looked like there was sort of raining down like cannon fire on the ship at some point, because like his second in command died, and there was like a little bit of them trying to make us care about him, like who was like, I'll follow you to the end sort of thing. So he must have just got blown up, but then I think they hid him because they were like, oh, if they get his bounty or whatever, then we'll lose him forever. So I think they'd like hid him in the bowels of the ship sort of thing. Right. But yeah, he's known for popping back up after he gets the shit kicked out of him, and that's where he got his like Phoenix moniker and scar.
Not the Phoenix scar.
I don't. They don't really explain that. He does. There is a little flashback where he gets like shot with a cannon at like close range. So maybe that's where that got.
It turned him into a proper little bitch, though. Everyone's like, right, come on, let's go to the Grand Line. And he's just like, no, we can't do that anymore. We're just going to go and like have a nice, quiet little life somewhere.
And I mean, I kind of, I get it on one hand.
He's proper disappointed in him. And he's just like, right, Howard, let's go. I'm not putting up with this shit.
Or when the kid's like, you're going to be king of the pirates, he just like punches the kid in the back of the head. I mean, I get it on one hand, like if you went to the new world and immediately got like blown up, you might be like, oh, should we like stay back in the Grand Line and practice a little bit before we make a second attempt?
I mean, they didn't get that much of a beating, though, to be fair. Like, it's just one little family of like sort of roughed them up a little bit compared to Don Krieg, who went and lost like 8,000 men and like 50 boats. And then comes back and he immediately goes, right, come on, we're going to steal the Baratie and go back to the Grand Line.
Yeah, and like you've got to have a plan to deal with power users if you're hanging around like that kind of area, surely. Because all the best pirate crews seem to be full of devil fruit like users. So it's like you got to have a plan for it.
Also, this is crazy as well, how there's just so many devil fruit users around now. Whereas in like the first couple of arcs, everyone's like, "Oh my god, is that a devil fruit he's got?" Whenever like Luffy stretches, and they're like, "Yeah, he's got one of those really rare devil fruits. Nobody has them." And now, we're like 300 episodes in, and everyone's got one.
Yeah, I think it's just like I like to think of it like as they move up the ranks, it's like, oh well, the sort of devil fruit power economy is consolidated in the high ranks.
They've went to the higher level dungeon part, so everyone else,
everyone's a magic user now, But yeah, I do like the sort of bad guy. I can't remember. Is he just called like Papa or whatever? Technically,
Don Achino.
Don Achino. So like, I did like his power, which is the hot fruit. I always wonder with filler devil fruits as well. Does that mean they're taken off the board for like Oda, like in the
Well,
future of the manga?
no, see, I saw his devil fruit and I just thought of I don't want to name him and give away his power, but
Right.
one of the Marines who's very hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's like obviously Ace, who we've seen
Yeah.
quite recently using obviously his is like the fire or flare fruit, so it's technically different than the hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did quite like his power, and I thought they left it way too long to reveal he had something like this going on. Because at first I was like, oh, well, he's just like a flag thief who's really rich and giant, so he's probably strong. But there wasn't much intrigue until he started to like melt like the room basically. And then I noticed he was lying on like a bed of ice, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting now. There's some intrigue now. But yeah, what did you guys think about him? He was pretty weird and naked.
He was all right. I like some parts where he was like he was kind of relating to Luffy a bit.
Yeah, and he had a like little sit down with Zoro and gave him some booze. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, it was I kind of like these devil fruit. It was different, but
Yeah.
I think it's a weird power because it's heat. It's not flame. It's not anything else. It is literally heat, isn't
Like
it?
body heat almost, but like up to like 10,
thermometer man.
like 10,000 degrees worth or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't think it was the best, but I think it's perfect for a filler arc.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting, right? I think like this goes back to Alabasta, where one of the guys, like one of Vivi's sort of guys, had like a flying fruit. Was it like some
Pell.
kind of bird? Pell.
Yep.
So like at that point, they're like, oh, a flying devil fruit. Those are like incredibly rare. There's only like 5 known in the world or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy flies around with his nose jets, like with the hot air out of his nose. And I think Chris, you had some questions about how this power relates to like, the world. If you want to like drop those.
Oh yeah, because I've got a few questions about this that might not necessarily be related to this arc.
Yeah.
But can you just boil away the sea with his insane body temperature and be immune to the obviously when the devil fruit user goes in the water, he loses all his power. Can you not just be hot and just form like a little, like Moses part in the sea kind of thing?
Yeah, because I mean it would probably create like it would at least create some kind of like bubble barrier with like the steam expansion.
Because I know from obviously touching hot stuff all the time, if you spit on hot metal, it just pings off.
Yeah. There's a point like it's like it's something like when you use a steel pan for cooking. There's a point where it like forms a barrier. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if he could. Long. I was gonna say I don't think he could breathe with like a bunch of like if he walked into the ocean, he might still have to hold his breath like while it was all just like fizzing up around him or whatever.
I think either he'd get tired from using his devil fruit power and it would eventually just give in, or being in the sea and having all of that tons and tons of force, that unstoppable pressure would just eventually break through and just wipe him out.
But I did think it was odd that they never thought of just dipping him in the ocean for like, they're like, because they're always like, oh, he's getting all crazy. You've got to calm him down and stuff because his power's like out of control, melt and everything. I'm like, can you not just have a thing where you just chuck a bucket of seawater at him like before he gets too hot and his power will turn off for a little bit? But yeah, it's a weird one. Anything that interacts with water in One Piece is odd because you think about like the ice guy as well. It's like, okay, well, you can touch the sea to freeze it. At which point, when it freezes, does it not have the properties of like the ocean anymore? Like,
yeah,
I know when he rides a bike, he's not touching it, but he does stick his hand in the water and like do that massive like bridge of ice. It's like I don't know.
Maybe it's like because he's so cold, as soon as he touches it, it freezes instantly. And maybe that's
he doesn't actually.
Maybe it's a split second that like it could affect him. Maybe
Yeah. And
But
we've seen before that like as long as your full body isn't submerged, it doesn't like instantly incapacitate you, I don't think.
yeah, like we'll see stuff at some point as well with like sea prism, like
Mm,
handcuffs and chains and things like that. That it
yeah.
doesn't completely weaken people once they like work themselves up a bit, like train
Yeah.
sort of thing. This is miles and miles away from where we are, where I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but
Right.
like we did see Robin being like, well, she definitely can't use her powers, but she wasn't like lethargically like she was weaker, but she wasn't like she was still standing up and walking and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like she fought back a bit. But yeah, it definitely turns your powers off seemingly fairly instantly if you're touching stuff.
While
True, true.
we're now that we've started talking about Robin, I
Yeah.
really hated this bit. So that little child, where she's like, "You're my big sister now. You're gonna stay with me and play with us forever."
Yeah.
And Robin's just
Creepy.
trying to find the flag and find her friends and stuff, and she's getting like wrapped up in vines. And I was so angry. It's like just grab the kid and snap her neck. You can do it. You've got as many
Clutch.
hands as you want. Oh,
Also,
I've just
yeah.
thought we didn't speak about Spandam, what Robin did to him at the end
Oh
of
yeah,
Enies Lobby.
totally tore him in half.
And like, you see like the X-ray view of him, and she like proper just snaps his back, and it's like, well, he's paralyzed for life.
I know, it's gross. You
Do
don't
that,
normally see that
do that
much
to this
damage.
kid.
Clutch. uh, yeah, that whole Robin thing in the vines, I was just like, is this just if they just traced a hentai here? Like, did they really have to lift her up in the vines, like the proper like hentai tentacle pose? Also, plant
Yeah.
There was
nothing to do
oozing.
with anything. No, but like we hadn't seen anything to do with plants before that, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, like it just came out of nowhere. Like they've got an evil botanical garden because this guy is so steamy.
Just tropical garden.
Oh, I did want to ask you, Chris. Would the hot fruit be the most useful power for you as a welder?
No.
No. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be able to contact weld things with your own hands.
Nah, part of the fun is getting the flash and stuff, isn't it?
Okay. Well, we'll have to find the devil fruit that fits welding best.
This is just like, I wouldn't have any shards of metal to pull out my arm later on, or risk
Exactly,
getting like blinded.
exactly.
Where's the fun?
Sometimes to know that you've done a good weld, you need to sacrifice your eyesight and stuff afterwards.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. There's not really much more to say about this. Luffy has a semi-hard time fighting him, but he eventually just like goes gear second, and then you're like, well, I guess the jet power it's like either touching him so quick that it doesn't burn him, or it's using like air pressure to like to hit him. And he kind of just he does. There is one cool moment where he throws up like a massive chunk of ice and like bazookas that into him because he's like, oh, I just can't touch you, right? And then he just like takes a chunk out the floor and like pushes him like through the building, which is pretty cool.
I didn't understand.
Is that seawater?
I don't know.
I didn't understand
I'm
Luffy's
too much into it.
Luffy's bold claim where the guy's like, oh, I burn at 1 million degrees, and Luffy's like, he says something else like, I burn at 2 million degrees. You're rubber. That's not your power.
I did think it was a bit weird that when he did like second gear, the guy wasn't like, oh, you're also like burning up sort of thing. Like there was no like acknowledgement between the two. And there was a part with like lava, where he fell like under the ice and there was lava there. And like Nami was like, that explains the weird climate here. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like
Nami saves it by what does she make? Does she like freeze the ice underneath them or something using her clouds?
I think she puts some kind of cloud barrier down.
Just been quite useful lately, Nami.
Oh, absolutely. I was literally just thinking about that. They've made her like super, like powered up, definitely for like taking marines out and stuff. But I can't remember if this keeps up in my head, I'm
I
thinking
think
like
so.
Shekinah sidelines after this.
Usopp as well. Usopp was super useful in this. Like him and Sanji. Usopp had to do all of the work.
He was the only one with his mind on the game. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna die here. Because there was like parts where they all got like imprisoned, but then they got out by getting Cola to Frankie so he could do his big fart move and save everyone.
Oh,
Cementing himself as Chris's favorite character.
he just keeps getting better and better. And the shock sub.
Yes, you saw your first like extra thing that comes out of the Sunny because it's got all the numbers on the side now.
Was it 1 to 6 or something? But one of the numbers twice, something like that.
I think there's a
It's next-
0 for something that I can't remember. Oh, the paddle boat is 0 because he uses that at one point, like the paddle brothers. But did you? I think we maybe, I don't know if we mentioned it, how like the name the ship as well. Like that conversation was pretty funny. Where technically
Yeah.
it was Iceberg who came up with the name because he's like, oh, the ship that'll sail like 1,000, sunrises or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they all had like a stupid name, and like Luffy's just like a pig lion, like tiger, and like they're just. And then like I can't remember what some of the other names were, but like Frankie clearly wanted to call it like the Battle Frankie, like 8 or whatever. I noticed on his jacket as well, it has like BF. It's like he's committed to the Battle Frankie name for all of his best creations.
He said the tailor make loads of outfits with BF on the side.
Yeah.
It's like,
actually, I think that was one of the first times we get like the running joke of how Robin will just occasionally say something really dark because she's just like, oh, I thought we would call the ship the Darkness or something like that. And they're like, what?
Oh, I'm seeing that a lot more in the next arc as well.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's one of the like running things where like they'll be like, everyone will be like, oh yeah, this is really dangerous, and she'll be like, yes, they're gonna cut our throats while we sleep or something.
Yeah.
It just like scares you up.
I hope they still have their arms. Why did you say that?
It's like I was saying before, like there's that great meme where it's like, oh yeah, she's like, every friend group has a 30 to 4-year-old depressed person. Who's like 10 years older. But yeah, it's like this arc was fine, but it was definitely like it was absolutely a stopgap that didn't really have anything going on. And like the intrigue wasn't that good, and the Phoenix Pirates weren't that sympathetic. I kind of just wanted them to leave.
Yeah. For some reason as well, the Phoenix crew, once you find out that the Phoenix crew, they look really weirdly animated. The animated like background characters.
Yeah.
At the forefront. Like there's a weird one that looks like the next door neighbor's kid in Toy Story. There's a couple with like weird.
You mean that happy child?
Yeah, the happy child, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a weird short guy who I was like, is that a child? Like another child? And it's like, no, it's just like a weird man, like person.
Got a goblin thing.
Yeah. But like I said, nothing that stands out too much. Like Puzzle, like we were saying, he kind of gives vibes of like other anime characters. Like like I was saying Sora from Kingdom Hearts, especially with the chains, the Final Fantasy chains everywhere. He just looks like he's from another anime. Like he's got main character vibes, like tiny bit, but definitely not enough to be a main character.
Yeah.
I can't believe
it's like a sidekick's friend.
I can't believe this is only like 10 episodes or something, this arc.
It felt long though. I don't think they could have done this in 4. Like I think
like Enies Lobby's like 40 episodes or something like that, and it feels really short. And it's like the whole time it's like, oh, this could just keep going forever, and I wouldn't even realize. It felt like it took like a year to watch it.
Yeah. But I mean, like I say, some like the powers are fun. But you know what I've just thought? You know when I was saying like, oh, the hot fruits, like, does that mean Oda can't use that? There totally is a hot guy much later on. I obviously don't want to like spoil it, but I'm pretty sure there's like an oven fruit guy, Lee, like way later on. It's like,
Does that mean that the puzzle's dead then?
or the leader of the family. I don't know. No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
Donachino.
I think
No, I think he was still alive at the end, wasn't he?
but I don't think it's called the hot fruit. I think it's like the oven fruit, but I'm pretty sure it's identical to this. I can't say it without spoiling. I'll tell Lee
The
afterwards.
Netsu no Mi.
But can you not just easily get around that? Be about, well, it's generating heat a different way. This is from body heat, and that's from something else. So they're
Probably.
different fruit. That's how I can justify it.
It was more. I'm pretty sure it was more about like like my fists are hot also. So yeah, but
Right.
I mean, Oda's obviously not taking the filler as canon. Like it's not as if it deletes his manga, like by existence. So
Yeah.
he can do whatever he wants. But I don't know. I just had a thought there, and I was like, there is another hot guy.
Yeah,
plenty
Charlotte
of hot guys.
Oven.
Yeah, and it's like
Charlotte Oven.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready for crazy names. Well, they're probably less crazy in Japan because they just start using English words for stuff. Like
right.
so in Japan it probably feels cool. It's like calling someone like Suzuki Mitsurugi or something. We'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a cool name. And in Japan, they're like, that's just two random words put together.
Yeah.
I love that the names are just so ridiculous and have the power in the name. But like then they also happen to have found that devil fruit in real life. So it's like, oh, who are you? My name's Brian Invisible. It's like, oh, have you got any devil fruit powers? Why, yes, I do.
I mean, if you take what Blackbeard says as gospel, then maybe the fruit does find the person. But then I was like thinking about that, and it's like, no, the teacher's devil fruit found like that other guy, and he killed him, like Thatch. Like technically,
yeah.
supposed to have it, and Blackbeard's skipped over the line of succession a bit there.
It might be like Lord of the Rings when Gollum's brother had the ring.
It was very much like that when I think when you say that. He's like literally behind him, like I need it.
My precious.
That his like dark powers are weird. I've heard a lot of people chatting about them because obviously the manga is getting to that point where people are starting to think about the Blackbeard fight, and people are coming up with some really stupid stuff. I can tell you because it's got nothing to do with spoilers, but there were some people saying like being really literal because they were like, oh, Blackbeard's power works better when he's not on screen, as in like when he's in the darkness, like off screen. And I'm just like, this is you guys taking something really literal. Because the thing is, we never really see him fight fully. Like, we saw him fight Ace and then it like cut, and we don't know what happened, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
People are saying like, oh, well, when the camera's off him, his powers are stronger. And I'm like, no, like that's just taking it completely literally when it's just Oda being mysterious and doesn't want to show him yet. Because like, he always hides like the big bad until like the moment when you finally the do. So yeah, don't listen to the fandom all the time. The theories are crazy.
That's weird. I don't think I've seen Ace fight properly yet.
I mean, he had a decent showing in that like little city where he was like, oh, I can make like a fire tornado out of myself and stuff. But yeah, like, but it always, when there's like a massive fight, it often does cut to black before you see anything. I think that's just Oda wanting to leave the mystery when it's not like Luffy, when it's like, unrelated people.
Yeah. To be fair, I've been watching a lot of interviews with manga artists and stuff at the minute. Did you see the Trigun one? I know, the Trigun one.
No.
Like who? They were asking him like, "Who's your favorite character?" And he was just like, "Actually, it's Wolfwood, because when I'm drawing the main character, he's got loads of belts and everything on his arm, and it's I want to go home and go to sleep. So he's my favorite character. So there might be some of that as well. I cannot be bothered to draw all of this.
Yeah, it might. You know what it might be with Blackbeard specifically is if it's like all darkness, they've got to sit and shade in all of like the black like so you might just be like, nah, this is off screen.
Like the whole Toriyama with like going, oh well, I'll just make him Super Saiyan so I don't have to color his hair in.
Yeah, exactly. And how like the animators hated Cell because he had like leopard spots all over him, and they're like, no, this is messed up, man. You can't make us draw this. And then they added like Cell Juniors who also had that. But yeah, it's the fan theories are getting crazy for One Piece because I think everyone's just desperate to see the end. If you rush to the end, you'll regret it when it's all gone. That's my thoughts on it.
In the final saga now, so
maybe.
I mean, I think the one that we're in where Egghead is. That's part of what's called the final saga.
Yeah, I mean they've kicked the hornet's nest or the worm can, whatever the metaphor is, right over. Like we definitely hit a point of no return on like, you know, secrets and stuff. So
Oda is like he's like 65 or something now, isn't he? And manga artists don't live long lives. So
imagine if he just retired. He's like, oh, I've hit retirement age. Somebody else finish it.
The world would just go into mayhem.
But yeah, I suppose to close off this arc, like we were saying, they get the flag back. They throw Usopp, like, you know, into like throw him to the ship. Frankie farts him up to the flagpole, which was. He's like, it smells.
There's a lot more fart jokes in it at the minute, to be fair.
Yeah, they're going to continue a little bit, as far as I remember. Every now and then he drops one, you know, just to keep the audience happy. I did like how they were referring it to like, oh, Frankie do that thing. Like they won't even say it. Like his
instantly knows
his rocket farts. Did you guys on the BBC playlist have the Chopper Man episode?
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing I want to call out about that, because it was like a little mini superhero thing where everyone was like chibi art style. My favorite wrestler is the guy that shows up on the wrestling commentator thing where he tags him in. Like that's actually a real wrestler.
Oh, is it?
I think it was him voicing him as well, because he's done a lot of work on like anime and stuff, and kaiju stuff. You know, like the kaiju suit fighting. I think he fought Ultraman at some point for like an advert. You know, like actually just as himself. Right. And I'm trying to think. He showed up recently dressed as Doraemon, which was pretty hilarious, and had like a fight on a train. He was that guy.
So, sorry to go on a tangent, but did you see the Doraemon Full Metal Alchemist thing?
No.
So do you know Shao Tucker when he combined his daughter with a dog?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did see that. Sorry.
Yeah. So he reversed it, and it was like, "Oh, you're the best."
Yeah.
It's like healing the world.
So yeah,
that was amazing.
Minoru Suzuki is the wrestler. And he it was they were calling him Minoru like something else in the episode, but he had like Chopper says his catchphrase basically when he's like become the wind or whatever, like when he tags him in, because that's like his big, he's got like this big entrance song where everyone like shouts that like in Japanese when the moment hits. So it was a fun like mini tribute to that guy who's a legend, still alive as well. Don't worry, everyone.
Right.
I was looking, seeing if I thought I had a Chopper Man Funko Pop, but it's not. It's Choppermon, which is the other name he goes by later.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's some like weird undercover name business at some point where everyone gets sort of little bits tagged onto the name.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it, Chris. It only denotes like, oh, this is a different outfit for us to sell merch on.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't mind this episode as much, but it did kind of not pisses off. I was kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, when they just stopped Eni's lobby and there was that Japan
Yeah.
stuff, Japong,
Yeah.
and I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it in this one because it was filler anyway, and
Yeah.
filler.
But the only bit of lore technically you get at the end when it does the next time on One Piece, because it starts obviously talking about like Brook and stuff. And in the voice acting, like Brook comes in, like, you know, like it's normally like Luffy or, you know, some of the Straw Hats being like next time on One Piece type of thing. But it's like Luffy talking for a bit, and then Brook's like, "Oh yeah, he is pretty creepy, isn't he?" And then they're like, "Who are you?" type of thing.
Oh yeah.
In the voice acting, which I enjoy some of those moments, but they don't always happen. But
To tell the truth, on I always skip the next time ones, so it doesn't spoil it a bit.
I think the only reason I'll leave it on is because I've just got autoplay on, so I just normally. So sometimes there's like little bits of comedy in, but it's never like that important.
Nah.
I just think it's
That's
funny
fair.
that they clearly get bored of the old like format where they're like, oh, Luffy just says it and then says I'm going to be king of the pirates. So sometimes they twist it around and have like other characters come in.
Whoever was in that day.
Maybe. But yeah, that's this intermediate stopgap before we get to the haunted island.
I haven't even started Thriller Bark yet. I rushed
No.
through like
Not?
loads of the other arcs and sagas, and then I was like sitting like waiting for you to like catch up, and then I'm forgetting things. So, like even with this one, I finished watching the Ice Hunter saga or Ice Hunter arc maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit, I can't remember everything that happened. And I've just had to like Google and just like read the plots of like every single episode and be like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is. So I'm wanting Thriller Bark to be fresh in my head.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I haven't watched it yet, but to be honest, like that, some of that stuff does stick in memory. Like I know there's a little bit of thing in the fandom being like nothing happens in Thriller Bark, like type of thing. It's a bit of a meme, but I think it's more just that it's like it's not stuff that carries massively forward, apart from obviously new crew members, which is massively important. But it's fun. It's a really fun arc that's like more high fantasy than some of the stuff we've seen so far.
But it seems to be that there's plot arcs and then there's new crew arcs.
True.
So like I mean even Usopp's arc with the cat pirates, the cat crew people, it's like nothing kind of happens there besides Usopp.
Yeah, that's true, because it has to be like contained on one island as well normally.
Yeah. Or one, not an island but something else.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Thriller Bark the first time I watched it, because like I think I've said before, it goes from like being all bright and happy and bouncy and everything to just this like really dark kind of depressing place.
Yeah.
It's like
true.
It's like watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and seeing season 1 and expecting the whole thing to be like that.
Yeah.
And it's like gothy and like this is and then going to like JoJo Joestar and being like, oh wow, no, this is a really cool show.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like because it is like a lot of dark colors and stuff like that, but
it's got more comedy though, like
Yeah.
the stupid zombies.
Yeah,
like I'm able to talk about it next time. But the main question that I had from this filler arc is this the new world?
they sort of talk about it like it's on the cusp of the new world, and maybe that starts with the Florian Triangle. That's sort of what I'm getting.
No, I don't think it is the new world. Is that not? Do they not leave? Hang on, is Sabaody Archipelago? Is that not the start of the new world, or is that where they go to the new world?
I suppose that does feel a bit like a port place where a lot of people gather. So maybe that's like the last stop gap,
like a log town of
yeah, a bit,
right.
Yeah.
So then there's obviously there's the blues like East Bloom, West Bloom, whatever. And then you get the red line. You get
The Grand Line.
Oh, sorry, the Grand Line, and
There's both.
then the
I think.
New World.
Yeah,
Is that
which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the New World is like the last sort of big sea they talk about in One Piece. Like, I don't think there's anything else named as a different place, right?
right?
No.
But
No.
I think that obviously, like in history, like in our history, the New World was like undiscovered, like America and things like that, and countries that hadn't been discovered yet. So I think this is like the last bit of uncharted sea because it's so dangerous, with like crazy weather effects and like giant sea monsters and stuff. So that's basically what it is. And I think we'll get into it soon, but there's like a thing of like, oh well, this is where the new gen of pirates are going to like prove themselves. Like, because obviously there's been a lot of talk of Whitebeard and stuff being the old guard, where he's like, oh, it's been like 20 years sort of thing, and you still remember all that stuff. So there's, and like obviously Shanks is like, I've entrusted the hat to like the future sort of thing. Like he says that and stuff. So there's, like I say, we'll get into it soon, but there's like a whole thing of like, oh well, this is where the new generation's gonna figure stuff out, because like Roger already did all this, but now he's gone, so it's time for someone else.
The New World is the new version of the Grand Line.
Yeah, leveled up.
Because when they first started, they were like, "Oh, we've got to get the Grand Line because that's where pirates prove themselves."
Yeah,
get there, and it's to say, "Oh, actually, well."
I think we're to interpret that Enies Lobby was the Straw Hats 100% proven themselves.
Yeah.
And everything after this now is like, legendary pirate crew level feats.
Right.
They clocked it. They finished it, mate. Finished the Grand Line. Destroyed the Tower of Justice.
I wonder if there's Marines there then, because on the Grand Line, because they're on about passing the what's the line called, the Calm Belt?
Calm Belt, yeah.
Because we've found out they've got all the shortcuts now, so I wonder.
Yeah, there was a little lore drop where it was like, oh, they've got sea prism stones on the bottom of the ship so that the Sea Kings don't notice there's a ship, and I'm like, all right,
yeah,
fair enough. I guess that makes sense. That's all you need, and probably some propulsion to get through. But now we've seen that there's Frankie's invented paddle systems.
Yeah,
probably
means steam engines.
Probably means someone else has had that idea. There's a couple more mentions of Vegapunk as well, wasn't there, being like a crazy scientist? So
yeah, and I mean, there's nothing stopping them rowing.
True. Apart from it's really hard. But Luffy can reach so far. It could be like giant paddles.
Luffy does that at some point, doesn't he? He holds a bit of wood and spins himself around and goes.
Oh, like propellers it.
Yeah.
That was the Foxy Pirates. He did that, didn't he?
Yeah. So he just needs to do it on a bigger scale, is what Lee's saying. I don't know. But yeah, so we're sort of in, not the end game, but we're in the big leagues now. The Straw Hats are.
Yeah, because I mean, he's fighting a warlord in the next arc. Apparently, I haven't got to it yet, but
yeah.
Have they mentioned who it is?
Moria.
Yeah, Gecko Moria.
I haven't seen him, I don't think, unless he's that cat bloke that fancies Nami. But
well, if I remember right, in the sub, his voice is pretty like insane, so I want to check out what he sounds like in the dub to do a comparison.
Yeah. I think that the next arc is the arc of stupid laughs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone's got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till you hear like Piranhas or whatever. That's the same.
I've met her now, but she's just miserable at the minute. So right. That's not cute, you talking. Piss off.
Oh yeah, there's some great moments coming up, like comedy wise. Maybe that's why people don't like Thriller Bark, because they're like, oh well, there's no power ups or whatever. Like there is, don't worry. But like power scalers are always like, there's no like feats of, there's no aura farming moments. But there's plenty of fun stuff. And then some weird stuff with Zorro. So like, pay attention to what Zorro's up to in this one, because there's some odd stuff there that we'll probably have to dig into.
I think it's just getting into that because he's just been turned into a Zambino zombie. I think anyway. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, pay attention. But yeah.
I think. Have you got anything else, Lee?
Nope, that's it.
Well,
check out Anime Club in 5 minutes time.
What? Time travel.
I totally forget about that. Like this comes out on a Friday just before. But anyway, yeah, till next week when we'll start to do Thriller Bark.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, bye.
Bye, everyone.